Hey preppers, Ronin Sensei here. I promised you guys a how-to on how to make the tea light candle fire source for the Swedish stove, and basically this is the how-to. I'm gonna come forward here with some things that you're gonna need, and we'll go forward from there. Okay guys, so the first thing that you're gonna need is going to be, of course, the tea light candles. These are very, very inexpensive. You can get large bags of them from Walmart or Big Lots or even 99-cent store. And so this is going to be your main source for the fuel. What next you're going to need is a piece of cardboard about 1 inch wide and about 6.5 inches long. And it needs to be the, I guess, corrugated, I guess it's called, but double wall, and you can kind of see through it. And the reason that we want it that way is because the wax will come through here and kind of fill up these areas. So definitely need that style. Then you're going to need a cotton ball, several of them, and some petroleum jelly. White petroleum jelly works great. Once again, all these things are incredibly inexpensive. Then I usually take a tuna can, which we'll be using like a double boiler to melt the wax, and then a piece of foil to be doing most of your work on, and you'll see why this is important a little bit later. Then I usually use a pair of needle nose pliers for picking up the can out of the double boiler, and a pair of tweezers for moving things around and mixing things up. So those are the basics. That's what you're going to need to move forward on the project. So let's move on from here. Okay, so we've got our wax pretty much melted most of the way. There's maybe a piece in there that's not. Use a pair of pliers to get a hold of it. Now this is pretty hot. I usually try to bend an edge of the can out to kind of create almost like a pouring spout. It's messy, so I usually put some foil down because it could very well make a disaster in the end. So you want to fill this thing up about halfway, about as much as you can halfway. You're gonna spill some. It's the way it goes. It's always messy. And you want to take your 6-inch piece of cardboard and roll it up nice and tight so that you can see it'll fit inside of this, and then let it go and it'll unravel. And then you want to take some more of your wax here and pour it inside until you just about top the candle off there. It may pour over, that's no big deal. It's going to be hot for a little while. You can, once it dries, chip most of the extra wax off. If you want it to dry quickly, you can stick it on another plate and then stick it in your refrigerator, and it'll definitely cure itself quickly. Now, the other reason I like to use the foil is because you can see this is already pretty much almost solidified rather quickly, and I can use the foil to flex this off, stick it back in the can, and continue to reuse it. Whereas if you use something like a board, or the wax sticks to it and you're never going to get it up again. So yeah, you just want to use like wax paper if you want, although the wax tends to stick to wax paper, but foil I found tends to be the best thing for trying to get this back up again and reuse the wax. So now what we want to do is let this try to form and dry, and when it's finally formed and dry, I will show you the next step. Alright, now you can see that it's set pretty well, and the wax is starting to really kind of harden up, which is good. Made 2 of these in a row just to give it an idea. Clean most of the wax off the outside. It just kind of sits on the foil for us here. So the next thing we got to do is take a regular cotton ball, and you want to unravel it as best you can. They're kind of rolled out, so that's what we're going to do first, is roll out the cotton ball. Then you want to take some of the Vaseline. You can use whatever you have, screwdriver or butter knife or whatever. I got a pair of little work tweezers here that I use for this. But you want to take a good glop of it out, stick it into the center of the cotton ball, and roll the cotton ball back up around that glop as best you can. And once you get it kind of around it, you want to work it into the cotton ball as best you can. It's probably going to make a good mess, but it's alright. Messy things are fun. So yeah, you want to do your best to work it into the cotton ball really well, so it kind of becomes this dry pasty thing almost. These are pretty common to use as tinder for fire starters. They light really easy, just a spark or two on them and they go right up. So once you're done doing that, you want to take it and unravel it again. Then you want to take it and tuck it into the wax here as best you can. You want the wax to be hard when you do this, and you just want to tuck it in around into the holes that you got there using like I said, tweezers, or if you've got a like a small screwdriver or something like that. Even a stick will work. Work it in as best you can all the way around into there, and that's basically it. Okay, when you're ready to light it, you want to kind of fluff up the cotton a little bit and then just hit it with some spark, or if you have a lighter, or you can use the flint on the lighter, and you'd be surprised how easily this stuff lights. So that's basically it. Not too complicated, very inexpensive to make in the end, and like I said, usually burns for a good maybe 25. I've even had one last up to 30 minutes. You can add more cardboard if you want to go 7-8 inches, and it'll spiral it out more. But you add too much cardboard, and the problem is you're going to get less wax. And so you want to try to get as much wax as you can, because your wax is really what is creating the fuel source, and the cardboard is just the medium it's using to keep the flame going. So anyways, that's it. Those are my little fire makers, and hopefully you guys like it and improve it, and send me videos and show me how well you do. This is Ronin Sensei signing off.